What is going on, guys? Welcome to another walk and talk vlog here. I am on the Action 5 and today we are rocking the internal microphone because I just been wanting to make my life a little bit easier, and I recently shot a wedding on this thing and I was very shocked. I'm not lying, I was very shocked at the performance on this microphone. It is kind of windy right now on this walk, so you will catch a little bit of wind on the microphone, but I don't think it's anything that is going to make you feel like you can't hear me or don't know what I'm saying. There is a wind reduction option on here, but I try not to use it because I feel like it just makes the voice sound a little bit weird. I think if it was extremely windy and I really wanted you guys to hear what I'm saying, maybe we'll turn it on. And who knows, maybe I'll turn it on halfway through this vlog just to try it out because the wind is picking up. It is getting a little bit cloudy than when I started walking earlier. So we'll try that. But in this video, I want to talk to you guys about 4K 30 frames per second because that's what we're using here. I think I'm no longer going to be using 24 frames per second, especially when vlogging, because I shoot full auto. If you're new to the channel, I'm all about making life easier when it comes to making YouTube videos and going out and about filming your experiences and sharing them. I think that you need to make it as seamless as possible. If the camera is causing you to do a lot of work, you're not going to be making videos, trust me. It takes some work to make these videos sometimes, and this camera has allowed me to pump out videos literally daily while I'm walking, while I am improving my mental health, and also just how easy it is to use this thing. You don't even need the DJI Mic Mini if you don't want to. Let me know what you think about the sound of this microphone. The Action 5, I believe, has 2 microphones for stereo sound, and if you're using the internal microphone, I recommend to leave it on stereo. I think it sounds better when you can hear the wind, the birds, the cars, and I'm talking. It really brings the viewer into the space that you're in. So keep it on stereo and edit on stereo when you're using this microphone. Now, when you're using, oh, there's the wind. When you're using the Action 5 with the DJI Mic Mini, then I would say go and do mono, because you're gonna centralize the voice and it's just gonna sound a lot better. I don't use stereo for, I never use stereo for microphones. The wind now is blowing from the back, so it should be hitting the microphone right now. I don't have noise reduction on. Maybe I'll turn it on in a little bit, and then we still got a few more blocks to go to get to my house. So maybe I'll turn it on for a little bit and you guys can be the judge of that. So a little test footage, little mic test for you guys here. But let me know what you guys think also about 4K 30 frames per second. And the reason why I went there, I gotta give a shout out to my guy. It's his name is Owen, give me a sec here. Owen Hermosillo, I think. Sayo, he's another Christian brother of mine from YouTube, and his channel is called Coffee Chat Vlogs. He goes on a little walk every morning, I think before or after work or during his break, and he just talks about life. He shares a lot of awesome nuggets that I think you guys will really enjoy and that you guys can apply to your lives. And it's just, they're very peaceful. He's a great guy. Please go check him out. He's going strong on YouTube. I think he's like on his 13th or 14th vlog. He's got about 6-7 subscribers. So go show him some love and let him know you found him through my channel. Let's say, hey man, Luis, you know, shouted you out and here we are. And let's start building this community, guys. But he started filming in 4K 30 frames per second because I think I asked him on one of the comments and he just said, I don't know anything about cameras really. I just turned it on like you said. He followed my instructions on the Osmo Pocket 3 and said, just use it in auto. And I think by default, it is set to 30 frames per second when you turn it on. So he's been filming at 30 frames and I was like, man, that looks really good. Like, I know he's not using NDs or anything like that. So I started doing some testing on this thing. Woo, that sun's peeking out. It's about to be 90 degrees today, so I'm trying to get this walk in early. I started doing some testing with 30 frames versus 24 frames when filming in auto. That's the key here, the keyword. When filming in auto. And the 24 frames per second looks a little intense. It's a little choppy, kind of looks a little strobe effect. And when I was riding my bike and the camera was when I'm pedaling and the bike is moving from side to side and I'm moving, my head as I'm pedaling, it looks kind of weird. It looks very intense, a little jittery, because you have less frames. And 24 frames per second makes sense when you are filming with ND filters. If you're gonna be getting that motion blur and you don't care too much about the stabilizing, you don't mind getting a little bit of the jitters in the background when doing walk and talk vlogs, because that's really the only time you can use ND filters on the Action 5 is if you're doing walk and talk vlogs or something that doesn't have a lot of action movement, because it will suffer. You cannot use NDs and do the 180-degree rule when riding a bike, unless the camera's like mounted to your head where it's not really moving. But if you mount it to a car or a, a bike mount, you're gonna get horrible footage. But that makes sense. Using 24 frames per second when getting that motion blur makes sense. It looks beautiful, it looks cinematic, all that good stuff. But if you're like me and you're trying to make things a lot easier and simplify your life, 30 frames per second looks a lot better. There's more frames in there per second, obviously, and it gives you a smoother feel and takes away a little bit of those jitters when shooting in full auto. So I am going to recommend that if you're gonna shoot full auto with no NDs like I am right now, to just go 30 frames per second. I'm 100% switching to this for shooting auto. And also another point here is that social media actually prefers 30 frames per second. Most things online film in 30 frames per second. I know that YouTube and Instagram recently adapted the 24 frames per second, but for filming in auto and making your life easier, which I'm assuming if you're watching my channel, you're a DJI or Insta360 or, these vlogging cameras, action cameras, whatever you want to call them. The best way to use these cameras is in full auto without anything. This is bare bones right now, guys. No microphone, no nothing. It's a windy day. I'm vlogging. I got this thing on the DJI mini stick. I'm shaking this thing all over the place as I walk. And with the wind blowing at me, you guys let me know what you think of this footage. And also what you think about 30 frames per second. I think it looks great, looks less jittery, and because I'm shooting auto, I don't miss out on the stabilizing too. So that's another plus. We are home, guys. That's my rant today about 30 frames per second and internal microphone. If I can get away with it for vlogs, I might just start using internal microphone. It's just one less thing to attach to myself, one less thing to worry about. I think when I drive my car though, I will use the DJI Mic Mini because there's a lot of background noise in the car and stuff like that. So in that case, I will pick up a DJI Mic Mini. But other than that, it's gonna be something that I'll carry in my vlogging kit, like the mics, but I'm gonna try my best not to use them. And also when I'm traveling and vlogging, I'm gonna just use the internal microphone because it sounds so good. I mean, you guys be the judge. Let me know what you guys think about this 30 frames per second. I think it looks great. I think it looks better when using it in auto than 24 frames per second in full auto. So we are on D-Log, and I am using the DJI official LUT to transform or auto recover this footage to convert it to standard color profile, or for those geeks out there, Rec 709. And then on top of that, I am adding Dehancer film emulation, which is very easy. It's a slap on there, choose whatever film you want it to look like in terms of colors, and you got a few little sliders that you can adjust contrast. It's that easy, guys. If you guys want to learn about my color grading with Dehancer, please go ahead and watch my color grading video on the Action 5. The same thing applies to the Osmo Pocket 3. Just remember to download the official Pocket 3 D-Log M LUT and don't use the DJI Action 5 LUT. I know that it's D-Log M, and people say, oh, it's D-Log M, it should just convert it the same, but it's not. Every camera handles colors a little bit different. They're different sensors. There's a different process behind it. There's a reason why there's a DJI Action 5 conversion LUT and there's a DJI Pocket 3 conversion LUT, even though they're both shooting in D-Log M. So make sure you use the corresponding one to your camera and when converting the footage so you can get the accurate colors. But that's what I'm using here. If you're asking, please let me know in the comments what you think about 30 frames per second, the internal microphone, bare bones Action 5, guys. The Pocket 3, as you saw in my last vlog, is crazy high right now. It is not worth your price. I own the Pocket 3. It's been collecting dust ever since I got the Action 5. I prefer this one better. It's just more durable. I can vlog in the rain. I can throw it in my pocket. It's just a very easy camera to use and it looks great. You guys be the judge. The Pocket 3 is way too expensive. Do not buy the Pocket 3, please. You can get 2 of these. You can even get this and the Insta360 Action Cam, which I don't recommend as your first vlogging camera. I think that should be a supplementary to your action camera, but not your main camera. It just adds more steps and stuff like that. And the warping around it with the lenses just looks a little weird and off. Like I said, I think it's great. It's a niche camera to me. And I don't know, maybe I'll try one out. I think Chris Meets Chris as I was looking in my phone right now, just uploaded a video on it. You guys let me know. I think the whole hand down by your crotch area looks kind of weird when you're vlogging with it because you don't see the stick. I don't know if people are taking the stick off of the camera or in editing or what, but it just looks weird. I don't know. What do you guys think about the whole, like, you know, like the guy's just literally like this, you don't see nothing, like it just looks weird. Let me know what you guys think about that, and I'll catch you guys on the next vlog. Peace.